Hurricane season is here, and your property insurance matters more than ever. Joining me now is Cara Ebanks from CEMA to share key tips every homeowner and renter should know. Cara, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Toby, for having me. Good morning.
Good morning. Now, for those who may not know, can you give me a quick overview of CEMA's responsibility and role within Cayman's financial services?
Sure. So the Cayman Islands Monetary Authority, or CEMA, as it's affectionately referred to, is the primary regulator for financial services in the Cayman Islands. And in addition to our regulatory function, we issue and redeem the currency of the Cayman Islands. We advise the government on key legislative and policy matters, and we cooperate with other international regulators.
Okay, great. Now, one of the areas that you also help is educating the public about property insurance. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. So CEMA's mission is around protecting the integrity of the financial services industry in the Cayman Islands. And a key component of that is consumer education and public outreach. And so every year, annually, the Cayman Islands Monetary Authority puts out a press release and undertakes a number of key activities around hurricane preparedness so that the general public, as well as the insurance companies and insurance brokers, understand their roles in the marketplace when it comes to hurricane preparedness.
Okay, excellent. So it's a regular thing that you guys do to ensure that you educate the public on what they need to be paying attention to when it comes to their insurance brokers.
Absolutely. And insurance companies as well.
And insurance companies, right. So I know that in this press release that you guys put out, you have a couple tips that you put out. Can you give me some of the, like a couple that you think are key to highlight?
Sure. So whilst the tips that we are preparing to put in the printed press and will be circulating on our social media platforms are about 8 tips, and they're all equally as important. The primary ones that consumers should be paying attention to is reviewing the sum insured of your property to make sure that you're not running the risk of being underinsured. Obviously, with the rising cost of development in the Cayman Islands and globally, the replacement cost of your property has also increased. Understanding the terms of your policy and the scope of your coverage, those are discussions that you will have directly with your insurance company or your broker, as they're required to have those discussions with you and answer any questions.
Never be ashamed to ask these questions, right?
Absolutely not. They're required to explain them to you in clear terms before binding the coverage, and as well as understanding whether or not there are any sublimits or exclusions or deductibles on your policy, as those can also impact you in terms of a financial exposure and also reduce the level of coverage that you may have.
Okay, thank you. So I know CEMA conducted a study a couple years ago which found that there's like a 30% gap in people who are not covered in Cayman. Can you tell me a little bit about why we think that might be?
Sure. In 2023, obviously post-COVID, we undertook a study to determine the level of protection gap of insurance, particularly from a property aspect in the Cayman Islands. And that was a multi-stakeholder project and engagement where we went to all individual insurance companies and insurance brokers providing property coverage. And then we also involved the Department of Lands and Survey, who provided a list of the block and parcel numbers by constituency, and we compared that data with the self-reported data of the insurance companies and brokers, and we determined that at that time there was about a 30% protection gap. This could be driven by a number of factors. As I mentioned before, the cost of insurance has increased, and so the premium obviously has increased, and persons may feel like that premium is unachievable or unattainable, as well as individuals may no longer have mortgages or loans attached to those properties, and so they've decided to self-insure or to forego insurance. However, when you undertake that, then that exposes you to significant financial exposure and may delay the opportunity for you to have repairs done to your property in the event of a hurricane or any damage, as well as most insurance companies and brokers do offer terms in terms of payment terms and have some flexibility there. It's just for the consumers to communicate with them and to see what is available.
Okay, so there's options for people who might be within this 30% gap. Now, do you have any advice for renters? Because they may think that it's just a homeowner issue, but it's not, is it?
Absolutely not. So whilst the building itself may have some property coverage undertaken by the landlord, the contents within the building may not necessarily be covered.
Right.
And if the contents are covered, they would be limited to those that were provided by the landlord, so the furniture and fixings that have come with the property itself. So if you're a renter and you have your sentimental valuable goods in there, your jewelry, your art and artifacts, etc., as well as your personal possessions,
Right.
you are encouraged to
You want to
insure
make sure
those.
to ask your landlord also so that you know that you can cover yourself.
Absolutely.
Should need to be. Okay, perfect. Now, if anyone has questions about their policy or needs help sort of understanding some of these things, what can they do? Who should they reach out to?
Well, their first point of contact would be their insurance company or their broker, because as I mentioned before, they are required to communicate to you in a manner that is easy for you to understand in terms of what you're undertaking within your policy and within your contract terms. However, if you're not able to satisfy yourselves with the questions that you've posed, they too have a requirement to have a complaints procedure in-house and to direct you accordingly to file a complaint with them.
Okay.
Providing you are not able to make any sort of positive conclusion to that complaint directly with the insurance company or broker, then you can come to SEMA, and SEMA will investigate the level of the complaint, and we will make contact with the insurance company on your behalf.
Okay, perfect. Kara, thank you so much for this informative discussion. I know it's going to help a lot of people now that we are sort of in hurricane season. Now, while I mentioned we're already in hurricane season, now is the time to check your insurance coverage. Ask questions and get prepared.